These are the notes for section 5.6 on dividing polynomials. Before we divide polynomials, we're going to do a review of what's called long division. So I'll just do a couple examples here of regular division. If we needed to divide 1083 divided by 7 without a calculator, we would put the 7 on the outside of the house. I call the division symbol a house, and then 1083 inside the house. And we would take it piece by piece. How many times does 7 go into 10? It goes in 1 time. We would do 1 times 7 to get 7. And we would subtract 10 minus 7 to get 3. And we'd bring down the 8. Then we would think, how many times does 7 go into 38? That would be 5 times. Then we would do 5 times 7 to get 35. Subtract and bring down. And how many times does 7 go into 33? 4. 4 times 7 is 28. Subtract, you get 5. 7 does not go into 5, so that's your remainder. So the remainder is 5, and the way we write that is 154 and 5 out of 7. A remainder of 5 out of 7. So your answer would be 154 and 5/7. It's again just kind of a review of doing the long way of dividing. Let's do that again. If I had 2,457 divided by 5, put 5 on the outside, 2,457 on the inside. I would think, how many times does 5 go into 24? That's 4 times. Multiply down to get 20. 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract. Bring down. How many times does 5 go into 45? 9 times. Whoops. 9 times 5 is 45. No remainder. Bring down your 7. How many times does 5 go into 7? 1 time. 1 times 5 is 5. Subtract 2. 5 does not go into 2, so your remainder is 2, and we would write that 491 and 2/5. Let's do it one more time. If I had 3,576 divided by 4, would put 4 on the outside, 3,576 on the inside. 4 goes into 35 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. Subtract, bring down. 4 goes into 37 9 times. 9 times 4 is 36. Subtract, bring down. 4 goes into 16 4 times with no remainder. So the answer is just 894. So that's just a review of how to divide without a calculator, divide larger numbers. We're going to use a very similar process to divide polynomials. It'll look a little different, but the pattern is very similar. So I'll write down the steps first, and then we'll work through the steps with an example. And so the first thing you want to do is write the division in what I call the house format. And the second number, or the denominator, depending on how it's written, goes on the outside, just like we did in those other examples. And then you want to divide the first term on the inside by the first term on the outside. And you write the result on top. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Then you multiply the result that you just got with each term on the outside, and then you write each product underneath its corresponding term. Then you subtract and bring down the next term. Just like we did on those other examples. And you repeat this process until it can no longer divide. Alright, so we'll very slowly go through these with an example. So the example 1. If I have x squared plus 7x plus 12 divided by x plus 3. I know that looks really scary. You're going to put x plus 3 on the outside and x squared plus 7x plus 12 on the inside. Alright, so we divide the first term on the inside by the first term on the outside. So x squared divided by x. X squared divided by x is just x. That's all you have to do. X squared divided by x. That's step 2. Write the result on the top. Then you multiply that result with each term on the outside and write the product underneath its corresponding term. So you're going to do x times x and x times 3. X times x should get you back to x squared, and we write that under x squared. X times 3 is positive 3x, and we're going to write that under the x term. Alright, from there we subtract both terms. X squared minus x squared should give you 0. 7x minus 3x gives us a positive 4x. And then we bring down our 12. So you subtract and bring down just like we did before. Then you do it again. How many times does x go into 4x, or 4x divided by x, which is 4. And then you multiply down. So 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 3 is 12. Then you subtract 12 minus 12 is also 0, so there is no remainder on this first example. So your answer is just x plus 4. So sometimes it all works out and there is no remainder. We'll do plenty where there are remainders. Alright, so that is the process. It's very similar to regular division. You still have to keep all your terms lined up and make sure that you're subtracting properly and lining everything up. Let's do another example together and then I'll give you one to try. Example 2. I'll do this one with you. We're going to do x squared plus 5x plus 6 divided by x plus 1. So we're going to put x plus 1 on the outside. X squared plus 5x plus 6 on the inside. So you're going to do x squared divided by x, which is just x, multiply down. That'll be x squared plus 1x. Then subtract. Should be 0. 5x minus x is 4x. And then bring down your 6. Then you do 4x divided by x, which is 4. Multiply down. That's 4x plus 4. 4 times x and 4 times 1. Then again, subtract. 6 minus 4 is 2. 2 cannot divide by x, so that is your remainder. The remainder is 2. The way we write our answer is x plus 4 from here plus the remainder 2 over x plus 1. Just like we did with the numbers, we put it over that outside term, so we still put it over the outside term. It looks very strange, but that is how we write our answer. Alright, here's one for you to try. This will be example 3. So I want you to do 6x squared plus 10x minus 5 divided by 3x minus 1. So pause the video and try this one on your own. You're going to put 3x minus 1 on the outside. 6x squared plus 10x minus 5 on the inside. You're going to do 6x squared divided by 3x, which is 2x. You do 2x times 3x and 2x times negative 1. 6x squared, these should always match. And then 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. We write that under the x term. Now we're subtracting. That should give you 0. Positive 10x minus negative 2x should give you a positive 12x. And then bring down your negative 5. Then you're going to do 12x divided by 3x, which is positive 4. Multiply down. 4 times 3x should get you back to 12x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Then you're going to subtract. Negative 5 minus negative 4 should give you negative 1. So that's your remainder. Your remainder here is negative 1. So the way you write your answer is 2x plus 4 plus negative 1 over, again, the outside term, 3x minus 1. So these get a little messy. Let's do another one like that. This will be example 4. So if I have 4x squared plus 8x minus 7 divided by 2x plus 1, again, pause the video and try this one. So we have 2x plus 1 on the outside, 4x squared plus 8x minus 7. So we do 4x squared divided by 2x, which is 2x, and then multiply down. That should get you back to 4x squared, and then 2x times 1 is positive 2x. Then you're subtracting both of those, so that's 0. 8x minus 2x is positive 6x. Bring down your minus 7. Then you'll do 6x divided by 2x, which is 3. Then multiply down again. 3 times 2x gets you back to 6x. 3 times 1 is positive 3. Subtract, that's 0. Negative 7 minus positive 3 is negative 10. And negative 10 does not divide by 2x, so that is your remainder. Remainder negative 10. So your answer is 2x plus 3 plus negative 10 over 2x plus 1. I know these answers look very strange. Alright, that's the end of this video. I'm going to make a second video with some special case scenarios, but that's the basics on dividing polynomials.